We're live. There we go. Hello, guys, and welcome back to another edition of the Earle Sports Bet Show. My name is Nicholas Earle. I'm joined here by my brother, Tim. And today we're going to be going over the 6 games because we have for the IEM Cologne CSGO slate tomorrow. And we have an interesting slate. And this is the main event. This is the big bracket now. These are where the big teams come in. So should be good matchups here. A little bit closer matchups than we saw in the last round with all the qualifiers and stuff like that. Where every single game here is not a minus 200 favorite. So it should be a much more competitive day tomorrow. So what do you think about today? And what are you looking at for tomorrow?
Well, today was a decent slate. I know we went over the 4 games that went on today, and then in the comment section, I did talk to somebody about the last 2 games. I ended up going 4-2 overall today, 2-2 with my video picks from yesterday, and it worked out quite nicely. So a nice profitable day always helps when you're making money, not losing money. I'm just checking all the platforms because before we jump into everything, we're actually live now on Facebook, on YouTube, on Twitch, and on Twitter. So that's actually pretty cool. So yeah, we're live on all those. So that's pretty cool. So we'll have all the links to all that stuff in the description. Nick, if you're able to shout out the stream on the morning wood chat, that'd be fantastic. Yeah. But yeah, we have 6 games going today. This will be the first round of the big thing. Last 2 days were the play-ins, and I'll say about 7 out of the 8 teams that qualified were the ones that we expected to qualify. One outlier in there was Renegades. We expected OG to make it instead, but heck, that's cool. Every single Aussie or anybody who played in the Oceanic region made it, whether that be JKS from Complexity, whether that be the Renegades team all in general, and what was the last one? Mousesports, Dexter, or Dexter, whatever his name is. He got to go in it as well, which was pretty cool. So all the Aussies made it. So it's an interesting slate because they're normally not as high skilled, but hey, it should be a fun tournament. Got the first 6 games today. We won't be seeing the Strawless Phase matchup or Heroic Spirit. Those will be tomorrow for the first round. But these are all the first round matchups, so I'm excited to get into it.
Absolutely. And why don't we get right into it? We're starting it off here with the 8-9 matchup, I believe, right? 8-9?
Yeah, essentially.
We have the Ninjas in Pyjamas taking on Team Liquid. Nip a minus 143 for this matchup, plus 118 run back for Liquid. On the map lines, Nip minus 1.5 is a plus 202, minus 1.5 for plus 1.5 for Liquid's a minus 270, minus 1.5 for Liquid's plus 315. Where are we looking at to start off the slate?
All right. So to start off, I'm gonna be interested in Nip tomorrow. I think that they're just coming into this, have a lot of momentum. They played very well in the opening, in the play-ins. They smacked around LDLC like we expected them to, 16-6. And then they swept Mousesports, which I didn't expect them to sweep, but I did expect them to win that one straight out. Very solid play there. On the other side, we get Liquid, who has not played since the last day of May. And that was in an NA tournament where they won 3-1 against Furia. So it's just no, there's no crawler. I saw your comment. It's just I don't know if they're going to come into this a little bit rusty. I think Ninjas come into this one. I think Liquid will need a game to get back into the swing of things. And I'm going to be taking Nip to win it. I know it's a minus 143, but I'll pay a little bit of chalk for that one. Nip tomorrow against Liquid.
Would you look at Nip minus the 1.5 maps at plus 202 at all, or it's just do you think it might go 3 maps?
I think this one's more likely a 3-mapper. I do think Liquid can pull off one. It's just I don't think Liquid has enough right now to be able to take down Nip in the first round after not playing for over a month. Almost 2 months, actually, at this point.
All right, fair enough. All right, moving on to the next game here. We have Mousesports taking on Gambit. Gambit a minus 263 heading into this one. It's a plus 200 run back on Mousesports here. Mousesports, they knocked off EG today, I want to say.
Yes.
They knocked off EG. I barely paid attention to this. But they knocked off EG to make it in. Gambit, the number 1 overall seed for this tournament, I want to say. So obviously they're the big favorites in this one. You can get Gambit at minus 1.5 maps at plus 116. You can get Mousesports plus 1.5 at minus 147. Where are you looking at for this game?
This one's actually a little bit different. I'm going to go towards Mousesports. I think that there could be a little bit of an upset here. Gambit hasn't played on LAN. Besides Hobbit, which played with the previous Gambit team, all these guys are new and they come up in the online era. They're number 1 in the world, so they're going to have a lot of pressure on their backs. And the big question is, are they going to be able to capitalize on all this? And how are their online results coming to LAN? Because it's a 2 totally different play styles when it comes to online and LAN. And I think that Mousesports just come out running. Yes, they Mousesports were able to make it through. They in the play-ins beat Bad News Bears in the first round. They did get swept by NIP, as we mentioned earlier, but NIP's a really good team. And they played that series pretty close. And then they 2-0 swept Evil Geniuses. So I do like Mousesports more in this game. I'll take them at the plus 200. Normally, I would try to, with an underdog, go after the map line, but I'd rather just go after that plus 200 rather than taking them plus a map and a half at minus 147. If they're going to win a map, they're going to win the series. Give me Mousesports tomorrow.
Oh, big upset there. All right, then we'll take a look next for our next game here. We have Big taking on Virtus Pro. It's a minus 127 now for Big. A little bit of money's coming on them. They were minus 115 earlier. Plus 104 on the opposite side with Virtus Pro. You can get Big minus 1.5 at plus 229. The plus 1.5 for Virtus Pro is minus 312. Where are you looking at for this one?
We went over this one in the Game Time Decision, actually. But back since we've done that show, there's been some big money coming in on Big. But they've went from a minus 115 to a minus 127. I still like them at this price. They've actually been playing decent lately. Out of their last 6 games, they've won 5 out of 6. Only loss was to Skade in 3 maps. Not going to let that one bother me. They turned me off of that one. And also those 6 games, they've beaten Furia twice, Mousesports, Sprout, and OG. And just Big has looked really solid in this IEM Cologne so far. On the other side, we get Virtus Pro. They made it right in due to ESL rankings or HLTV rankings or whatever ranking system they use for this one. But they have struggled. They've lost 4 out of their last 5. Their only win was against K23. Not a really good team. They've also have in their last 5 games, losses to Vitality, Spirit, 100 PG, which is not a good team at all, and then Equotrip, which is not really that good of a team. So Virtus Pro is very, very questionable. You got Yakinda, who is the only one that's really doing much, and then they're just not really doing much after that. James Time has not really been performing. Sanjay has been, he's been decent, but nothing crazy. Quirkit hasn't been doing much, and Buster's been underperforming. So if anything in this one, I'm going Big. They're just been in better form, and I like going after it. So,
all right. Would you look at them to potentially sweep tomorrow?
I wouldn't mind it. I'd rather just take Big minus the 127. I think that's just the better line. I don't want to be risking them. If they lose a map, then I don't win the bet. I think that the Big minus 127. If they were minus 160, minus 170, I would say, yeah, jump on that sweep. But not when it comes to these games. Do I want to try to a minus 127? I'll just grab that at that price.
Fair enough.
Phillies are killing you. Yeah, me too.
I cashed the Cubs team total over. Go Cubs go. All right, moving on here, we have G2 Esports taking on Team Complexity. Minus 196 for G2, a plus 152 for Complexity. G2 on the minus 1.5 line, plus 159, so minus 208 on the plus 1.5 for Complexity. What are you looking at for this matchup?
I gotta go G2 in this matchup. I know they're minus 169. I'll take them to sweep. Complexity has just been very, very shaky. They're very. It depends on who, like, what Complexity are you getting? Are you going to get the one that stays competitive, or are you going to get the one that just gets blown out? And with G2's form right now, I don't think I'll take G2 as my team to win this entire event. I think that they're a plus 700 to win the event. I'll take them. They've been playing very well lately. Out of their last 4 games, they've won 3 out of them, beating FaZe, Complexity, and NiP. Their only loss in those last 4 games, Navi Sincere. Not a bad loss to the number 2 team in the world. I think G2 gets the job done tomorrow. I think they get it done in 2. So you said, what was the line for the?
Plus 159.
Grab the plus 159 for G2 to sweep Complexity tomorrow.
All right. A little bit of a nice little bold take there. Nice little plus money. I can get down with that. Moving on to the next game here, we have Furia versus Team Vitality. Minus 169 now for Vitality, plus 135 for Furia. Furia was a plus 124 earlier when we talked about it on Game Time Decision. So that means we've got some Vitality money coming in. You can get Vitality minus 1.5 at plus 193. Furia plus 1.5 at minus 256. Where are you looking at for this one?
Hey, let me grab some of that more plus money. I'm grabbing Furia in this matchup. I just think it's a solid spot for him. I feel like the aggressive nature of Furia will be too much for Vitality to handle. COLOGNE is still trying to get correlated with this team. It's just not a team that Vitality is not a team that I want to lay a minus 169 on. I think this one ends up going 3 maps, so I'm not going to take anybody to sweep. But I think Furia really gets a good run, and I think they end up taking the match. They've been playing better as of late. Furia has won their last 3 games. Granted, they were to Skade, Endpoint, and 777, but they are heating up, and I think that this is the tournament where Honda really emerges. Quesarado gets a really good performance. Art's going to be Art. Vinny's going to have a good performance. I think Yuri helps out too. I just think this is a solid spot. Plus, you're getting Furia, who with the bringing back Honda, is an all Portuguese team again, and you're going to see or all Brazilian team. They're going to speak all Portuguese. Unlike when Junior was on the team, they had to speak English, which their comms weren't as good, and they looked a little bit more shaky. I think with this all Brazilian team, it's just going to be fireworks. It's going to be fireworks, and very, very aggressive. I think Furia ends up taking this map.
Gotcha. Yeah. One thing I'm seeing with a lot of these plus 1.5s is they're heavily juiced. Would you look to maybe put Furia plus 1.5 in like a parlay or something?
I don't know if I would really parlay these pieces. I personally don't parlay myself, so I don't really think it's that smart of an idea. But if anything, maybe if you wanted to take some of those and do that, I don't see a bad thing with it. But personally, me, I don't like to parlay stuff.
Fair enough. Well, talking about parlaying, I feel like this next game, if you want the favorite at 100%, it can only be a parlay piece. We have Navi, Nadius Vincere taking on Renegades, aka Navi. Navi on a minus 1.5 is a minus 175. Plus 137 for Renegades, plus 1.5. Renegades sweeping OG today to make it into the main event here. So a big surprise for this Aussie team, shocking the world. Are they going to shock the world again tomorrow and potentially knock off Navi?
No, I don't think so. It's Navi or nothing. The thing is, this will be the one game that I end up passing on. There's no way I'm going to lay a minus 667. That's stupid. And if you go to Navi to sweep, it's a minus 175. And that's way too much juice for me. Just not overall a spot that I want to get to. So no, for this one ended up being a pass. If anything, if you wanted to look towards Renegades plus a map and a half, saying that they take a map from Navi, maybe. But overall, I'm just not going to be too interested in going after this game. It'll be a fun one to watch. I love watching these Aussies in Renegades, and maybe they might be able to pull off a map win, but I'm not going to be putting my money on this one.
Fair enough. All right. But that wraps up the slate here. Yep, there are the picks for on the bottom here. Tim is looking at Ninjas and Pyjamas. That's a -143. He's going with the big dog with Mousesports, knocking off the top team of Gambit tomorrow. We're looking at big -127. And then we're looking at G2 -1.5 at +159. And we're finishing it off here with Furia at +135. Yeah. All right. Anything else you want to say before we head on out here?
Yeah, it's just been a very solid tournament so far. I can't wait to get back into it. I'm 12-3 on my plays that I have marked on my app. It's just been an overall solid thing. I've been I hit on, who do you call it today? Renegades at +300, and believe it, there's money to be made here. I know this is not a thing that a lot of people know about. Not a lot of people bet on it, which makes the market very, very soft. And there's definitely money to be made. So join us every night for this. This will go on for another stops on July 18th. Will be the last. Will be when the finals is. So we'll be live every single night to go over the games. Money to be made. So I'm ready to do it.
Yeah, and the beauty of some of these is they start at 7 a.m. So if you're on the West Coast betting these games, it's rise and get paid tomorrow morning. Rise in cash if you can get some early morning winners and the Counter-Strike scene. Yeah, but that's going to just about wrap it up for the stream. We want to thank you guys as always for hanging out and watching. Be sure to hit that thumbs up button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and turn on those post notifications so you guys are notified each and every time we go live here on ESB, which is, well, every night now for Counter-Strike. And then we are live every single morning, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time with the Earle Sports Bet Show. But that's going to just about wrap it up for this show. My name is Nicholas Earle. I'm joined here by my brother, Tim. And this has been the Earle Sports Bet Show. We want to thank you guys as always for watching, and good luck.
See you guys.